How did your interest in your major develop? Do you have any experience related to your major outside the classroom, such as volunteer work, internships, and employment, or participation in student organizations and activities? If you haven't had experience in the field, consider including experience in the classroom. This may include working with faculty or doing research projects. Always, I have immersed myself in literature because it helps me feel, think, heal, and become inspired. Literature has invited me to confront truth, build my identity, and empathize with others. I have learned about the human condition, and in doing so, learned about myself and society. Literature is liberation. By 6, I was winning poetry and speech contests. At 10, I won a school-wide district essay competition. In high school, however, social justice and native literature were largely ignored. Nevertheless, outside of class, I read profound texts that helped me question meaning, especially regarding sexism and racism. Emily Dickinson and Ashada Shakur's literary bravery inspired me. Teachers knew I was an advanced student who has received only A's in every English class I have ever taken, and encouraged me to start college early, so I took and passed the California High School Proficiency Exam and became a full-time college student in my junior year. By 16, I challenged my full intellectual and social potential at City College of San Francisco. I learned from the elderly, the poor, people of color, academic scholars, and the LGBT community. Now the literature was not only imagined, but also life-giving, authentic human drama. I began reading advanced literary texts such as The Stranger and Absolute Solitude that covered a wide range of topics, including existentialism, absurdism, and social justice issues. I have earned an overall 3.7 GPA in college, while leading discussions, listening humbly, and writing about literature and life. But literature does not solely exist in the classroom. Literature develops and transforms one's voice. This voice can promote understanding. I have gained a conscious voice that has led me to fight for justice and love. I have read poetry at community events, most notably the Amor for Alex Nieto movement, which became the biggest movement in history to defend a Latino victim of a police killing. I have shared with and become personally connected to international authors such as Maxine Hong Kingston and Francisco Alarcón. Literature develops imagination and empathy. It will be my foundation for the future, no matter where I go. Describe the most significant challenge you have faced and the steps you have taken to overcome this challenge. How has this challenge affected your academic achievement? I have attempted to overcome the most significant challenge of death by choosing life, love, and hope. My grandmother, a recovering heroin addict, my mother's only real family and an amazing nurturer to me, tragically died when I was only 2. Even at that young age, I knew I had to be strong for myself and help my mother get through this difficult time. In respect, I became a positive, loving person, and later on a stellar student and athlete. My Uncle Jeffrey, who had at one time been a high school wrestler, overdosed when I was 6. In his honor, I became a wrestler, which is extremely challenging, especially for a girl in a male-dominated sport and culture. For 6 straight years, I challenged myself to hundreds of battles, many times wrestling against boys and beating them. By 2014, I won a bronze medal at the California State Middle School Girls Wrestling Championship. I continue to honor my uncle by winning league championships throughout my adolescence. Every single semester in school, I also always maintained first honors grades. At the same time I won the bronze, a beloved family friend, Alex Nieto, who was like an uncle to me, was shot at 59 times and killed by the San Francisco Police Department during a time of epidemic officer-involved killings of brown and black people throughout the United States. The community refused to choose death, even though we were getting killed on the streets. We created writing, art, murals, poetry, processions, films, and even a hunger strike. Although very young, I overcame my fear of death by becoming a leader, both in and out of the classroom. I helped organize many events, passed out flyers, performed poetry, and was a constant staple of what became the biggest movement ever in the history of the United States to defend a Latino victim of a police killing, Amor for Alex. Because of these challenges, I have become a better critical thinker and writer, a college student who leads classroom discussions and who currently has a 3.8 GPA. I defy despair. Describe an example of your leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others, helped resolve disputes, or contributed to group efforts over time. Always, I have felt a duty to be a strong leader for those who are most oppressed, whether that is by positively encouraging and guiding others in the classroom, sports teams, or community. Throughout my academic career, I have led discussions in order to include everyone's valuable perspective and build empathy amongst students, which has sparked inclusiveness that has alleviated the stereotypes my classmates previously had. In my racially diverse high school, I felt a duty to represent Latinas and others who hardly spoke up for themselves. Peers and teachers would commend me for my courage and insightfulness, so much so that my teachers recommended I start college early, which I did at the beginning of my junior year. Even at only 16, I was a leader in my college class discussions. For 6 years, I was a competitive wrestler, winning the bronze medal in the state championship. Because of my leadership, I was made the team captain, even though I was a girl in a male-dominated sport. My leadership empowered my fellow female teammates. I proved that women could be tough and smart. After my wrestling career, I became a competitive cross-country runner and was awarded Rookie of the Year. My leadership inspired others who felt they could not run cross-country because they were a different race, size, or gender. However, I defied all those stereotypes as a compact 4'9" Latina. In 2014, after my de facto uncle Alex Nieto was unjustly killed by the San Francisco Police Department, I became a leader for my community, a grassroots leader on the streets. Due to the epidemic of killings by police, my community was entrenched in tragedy, sadness, and hopelessness. By performing poetry, speaking at community events, helping organize, and partaking in marches, I helped heal the community. The Amor for Alex Nieto Coalition became the biggest movement in the United States ever to defend a Latino victim of a police killing. In 2016, the San Francisco Human Rights Commission awarded our core group the Hero Award. Leadership, I have learned, is not only about leading, but also about serving. What have you done to make your school or your community a better place? Living in the San Francisco Bay Area, I have witnessed the effects of segregation, gentrification, systemic racism, and police brutality. These travesties have catapulted me to dedicate my life to educating myself, becoming strong, and smashing stereotypes. I have used my mindfulness to promote social consciousness and to fight for righteousness. In the classrooms, on the streets, I have voiced my intellect and spirit for those who are most oppressed, intimidated, and silenced, my sisters and brothers of color. Since the age of 6, I have performed poetry at school, community, and literary events. By sharing my work, I have served as a role model and promoted the importance of our stories. For the past 10 years, I have volunteered during San Francisco's Carnaval, an event that annually draws upwards of 500,000 people. At our community booth, I have performed various activities, promoting literature from community authors, hitting pull-ups to promote physical fitness, serving water, passing out community flyers, and holding friendly conversations with perfect strangers, and informing them about gentrification and police brutality. I have solicited people to write down one positive promise they will do for their community in exchange for a free book. Thousands have thanked me for my service. In 2014, I became a founder of the Amor for Alex Nieto movement, which ultimately became the biggest movement in U.S. history to defend a Latino man killed by the police. I helped organize dozens of rallies and events. I performed poetry, spreading hope and power. I participated in marches that built solidarity for the fight for justice. Our community activism directly led to the resignation of SFPD Chief Greg Sir, and our core group was awarded the SF Human Rights Commission's Hero Award. In 2018 and 2019, I helped organize and promote King of the Streets, in honor of Alex Nieto, one of the biggest lowrider shows in California held at my school, City College of San Francisco. This event made my community a better place as we defied stereotypes of Latinos and promoted art, culture, love, and family. Community is everywhere at all times.
Dear Margarita, congratulations and welcome to the University of California, Berkeley. You have been admitted for the fall semester of 2020 to the College of Letters and Science. Margarita, you are an excellent match for Berkeley. This offer of admission recognizes your outstanding academic and personal achievements and celebrates the passion, persistence, and convictions you bring to this campus. You and your loved ones have every reason to be proud of your success. We want you to shape Berkeley just as you will be shaped by your experiences here. You join a welcoming and dynamic community that shares your eagerness to challenge the status quo and reimagine the future. Study and work alongside accomplished faculty and distinguished scholars. Forge long-lasting friendships in your quest to intensify your voice. Take advantage of the boundless opportunities and resources that equip you to achieve your career goals, make a mark in the world, wherever your adventure leads. We are confident in your ability and desire to make our community a place where diversity of thoughts and perspectives come together. You demonstrate extraordinary resilience and ambition and stood out among more than 20,000 transfer applicants for your remarkable energy, curiosity, and creativity. Berkeley is lucky to have you, and you deserve to be here. You are Berkeley.